Once you've made your plate and it's been sitting in the tray, then obviously you should have let it sit in a plastic bag, just covered up overnight. And then you're gonna wanna check it out first to see what state it's in, if it's in still that kind of plastic state or if it's in a leather hard state yet. Now, I did already have this sitting out for about probably like an hour or so, just to get it to the point where I can actually just easily have it come right out of the mold. So that is something that you want to think about. So if it's something where you're able to like push on it and it's moving, then it is not ready to go. So it should just be able to kind of just like flop right out of there. All right, so your first step that you're gonna wanna do is just start cleaning up some of those edges. And I did bring a banding wheel home with me. I'm sorry, you guys aren't lucky enough to get one of those, but it'll be nice for demonstration purposes. What I wanna do before I attach my foot is just try to work on cleaning up some of these edges and cleaning up the bottom of the plate itself. It's gonna be a lot easier to do a lot of this stuff before I have that attached foot onto it. So the videos here that I'm gonna be making are just going over these different steps in terms of where to begin. There's those images that are attached on the assignment as well that show a final product and kind of like a work in progress, if you will. Just a little collage of different images. And I'm not really worried about like getting it super, super smooth yet because I can still go in and I'm gonna be obviously attaching something on the bottom here, so I don't wanna like sit and spend a ton of time. The other thing you'll notice is I'm not using water. I do have a sponge and I will go in and just get a little bit of this wet here because it'll speed things up. But I don't want to add too much water to it because otherwise it's going to start getting moisture put back into the clay. And then, as you guys know, it just kind of makes it more that plastic state. So I just kind of figured out where it was at, just feeling for it and running from there. Once you guys have it at pretty much like a good, smooth, even consistency, and again, I'm just worried about the back side here for now because I'm going to be attaching that foot, then you're going to want to cut a little chunk off of your block, and I'll show you the size of it here in just a second. And then you're going to end up rolling out another thin slab, and I would shoot for like 1/8 of an inch slab. So I'm just going to set this over here for now. And then that's gonna be our foot for our plate itself. So you can see here, if you just wanna kind of gauge based on size, it gets about halfway through the paintbrush here, and that might just help in terms of figuring out, okay, what is she even talking about? I don't know exactly what size. And then you're just gonna do that same exact thing that you did for rolling your slab whenever you made your plate. And so find, you know, whether it was a rolling pin. And by the way, when I was reading through some of those statements too, some of you guys said that you used a rolling pin and put newspaper on it. That is great. You can absolutely do that, but just know that you don't have to put newspaper on the rolling pin. If it is a wooden rolling pin, it shouldn't stick to the clay, but better safe than sorry. All right, so I've got my hairspray bottle. It's kind of fun too, seeing what you guys all said. Let's see, I think somebody said they used a shaving cream bottle. Somebody said that they found a white tube in their craft kit. I was wondering if it was like a PVC pipe or something. I thought that was pretty smart. It's always